Today we're going to be solving threesome. Now it says given an integer array nums, return all the triplets, so nums I, nums j, nums k, such that I is not equal to j, I is not equal to k, and j is not equal to k. And nums I plus nums j plus nums k is equal to 0. Now let's work on understanding this problem. First of all, we have our inputs. Our input array is an array of numbers. The numbers range from -1 to -4. Actually, it has some larger numbers, which is 0, 1, 2. So -1, 0, 1, 2, -1, 4. Now the output is going to be a set of numbers that add up. Wait, let me see. Do we have a target sum? Given an array and return all triplets this such that this is not equal to this. And okay, our target sum here is 0. We want it to be equal to 0. So now if you add all these numbers together, it will give you 0. Same thing if you add it here. Now, it says here, notice that the order of the output and the order of the triplets does not matter. So they don't care about the order, just want a situation where it adds up to 0. Now let's look at input nums. So in input nums, you have 0, 1, 1. We want a situation where it can give us 0. So our output is an empty array, while the only possible triplet that does not sum to 0 is 0, because it's true. If you sum everything together, it will give 2. So we don't want to add everything together. And let's look at our example 3. So in example 3, we have 0, 1, no, 0, 0, 0. To get a sum of 0, I can add everything. So our output is going to be the array of all zeros. Our output is going to be the array of all zeros. So let's say that I have nums, which is an array of -1, 0, 1, 2, -1, and -4. The first thing I want to do is I want to sort this array. Why, you might ask? Because I want to go with a two-pointer approach for this problem. So I'm going to first sort the array. When I sort it, which is like nums dot sort, when I sort the array, it's going to be -1, -1, -4, 0, 1, 2. Now, looking at it, we see that we have some duplicates. So we have -1 and -1. These are both duplicates, right? Another thing I want to do is, in this problem, my approach is I'm going to loop through the entire thing. And I'm going to check if, like, after I loop through it, I see that nums I is the same thing as the value before, I'm just going to skip and continue, right? So in this two-pointer approach, I'm going to have an algorithm that is implementing 2 pointers. Sorry for the using the same word. So I'm going to have a pointer here called low, and I'm also going to have another pointer which is going to be at the end of my array called high. Now, what is going to happen is I'm going to have a triplets value. So let's say I'm iterating through the entire thing, right? Okay, let me erase this. Let's say that I'm iterating through the entire thing. What I'm doing is, when I see something that's the same value, I just continue, like I look over it. Now, these two are not the same value. So what I'm going to say is, I'm going to have one that is called low here. Since I is going to be starting at here, low is going to be after I. Now, I'm going to be iterating through the entire thing. Because there's a duplicate, I skip the first one. Now, I'm going to be testing it out. So I'm going to say nums I plus nums low plus nums high. And what I'm trying to find is, I'm trying to find a situation where the target sum, which is the triplets, right, is going to be equal to 0. Now, I test this out, And then after I test it out, I what I do is I increment low, so low keeps going down and high keeps coming up, right? So high is going to be moving this way, low is going to be moving this way. When they meet, we end. Now, what's going to happen is if I see more duplicates, so for example, while low is still less than high, and it's equal to the same thing, like side by side, I'm just going to continue, skip over low. So I'm going to increment low. Same case in high, right? Then when I see that it is finally the same, when I see that the triplet is equal to 0, I add it to my final array, which is I'm going to return. So this is a lot of squiggling and whiteboarding, but you will see the solution on LeetCode now. Hello everyone, welcome back. So as I mentioned before, what I'm doing is, the first thing I want to have a results array. Now this results array is what I'm going to be returning, because that's the return value stated in this problem. Now I'm going to sort the array. You might ask why? Because it's easier to solve this problem using the two-pointer when I have it sorted already, when I know the highest to the lowest value. Another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to loop through nums. Okay, I'm going to loop through nums, and I'm going to say that if my first initial value, which I mentioned before when I was whiteboarding, is greater than 0, right? But if it's the same thing, I want to just continue. I don't want to go through it. Then I'm going to have 2 pointers, which are initialized here. So while low is less than high, that is how we're going to be looping through the entire thing. So this is the solution. Let me just show you real quick. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Like I mentioned when I was whiteboarding, if the triplet is equal to 0, we are going to append the values. If not, we're going to keep moving low forward and high backward. So while they are still duplicates, so if, like, let's say that nums low is equal to nums low minus 1, I'm just going to increment nums low. If nums high is equal to high plus 1, I'm going to increment high. Now, if the triplet is less than 0, that means I need a larger sum, which is one of the reasons why I sorted it. If I need a larger sum, as I go forward in my array, the values are increasing, so I just increment low. If I need a smaller sum, I reduce the high. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. Have a beautiful day.